Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the show. Here tonight, we got a good one here, 160 laps here at the Kentucky Motor Speedway, here with the 802 iRacing League. Not on the normal night. This is a race recap of what happened last Sunday here. And I tell you what, starting off with a bang here as Jeff Pogo here tonight will walk away with that Riptide Radio Pole Award here with the 97 machine. So congrats to Jeff with that. And this 97 car here going to lead the field to the green flag as we get ready now to head on trackside and go through tonight's starting lineup for the Bluegrass 240. Alrighty, the starting lineup will look like the following. Jeff Pogo will lead the field to the green flag. To his outside will be Anthony Calatoni there in the 10 machine. Rolling off in the second row here will be the 8 car of Kip Easley and the 14 of Joey Gattina. Tyler Bellinger in the 99 machine. He will roll off 9th. And Cody Meadows here in the 19 machine doesn't have to start as deep as it seems the last couple races. He will roll off in 6th. Chris Brown in the 52 machine. He will start in 7th. 8th place going to the 4 car of Jim Ott. Starting in 9th is the 61 of Steve Ritter. And Dan Holdcroft in the 88 will round out the top 10. Rolling off in 11th is the 21 machine of Rob Lowell. Then his teammate to his outside, the 6 car of Johnny Barker. Starting in 13th is the 1 car of Brandon Guerin. Ariva Kayan in the 30 machine, gonna roll off 14th. And Ron Holyfield in the 25 machine will start 15th. And starting shotgun on the field here at Kentucky will be the 46 car of Eli Raposa. As cars getting ready to rock and roll here tonight. As everyone pumped on up here at Kentucky. Of course, this is still in the beginning part of the season on the schedule here. Starting to get in the thick of it, though. Starting to get closer and closer to crunch time. That, of course, comes with a 15-driver playoff. Starting in about less than 3 months or so. So that's definitely coming on up here in a hurry. Of course, next week, these guys taking on Richmond Motor Speedway. But, of course, here tonight on this Thursday, a little race recap coming to you from Kentucky. As the field is doubled on up here, ready to rock and roll. It's going to be Jeff Pogo in the 97 machine leading the field to the green flag. To his outside on the front row will be the 10 car of Anthony Calatoni. As the iRacing pace car will peel on off to pit road. Now it's Jeff Pogo in control here of the pace. Can fire off at any time inside this restart box. Looks like we'll go dead even as Calatoni there. Big time trouble here right at the start. As a caution flag quickly gonna fall here tonight. As not sure if Calatoni there just got some wheel spin or got some help, but maybe a little bit of both, as a 10 car will go on around from the front row. So just as quickly as things fired on off, we go under our first caution here of the evening. As the field will try and catch back up to the field, and Looks like everyone making it out of there halfway decent. The car I want to take a look at of the front end here is the 14 machine, and it looks like Joey's still looking pretty good here. So I think the only car really affected by that one was the 10 machine, and even his race car here, maybe just a little bit of damage on the left rear. Yeah, kind of right by that taillight on the back side of that race car. So that could have been a lot worse there, wrecking with the whole entire field behind you. But luckily everyone very much heads up as we are under our first caution right away here tonight. So this will now move Kip easily on up to the front row here in that 8 machine. As yeah, we see Cal Tony dive down onto pit road. Same with the 6 car of Johnny Barker. Barker, that car looking pretty good in the damage category. So maybe just coming on down to maybe top on off with fuel. As yeah, we see Cal Tony here in the pit stall trying to get some repairs done to that number 10 machine. And I believe next time by we should have the choose option that Jeff Pogo will be able to do here. So of course Jeff Pogo here on a pretty decent run coming into tonight, with a win at Charlotte 2 weeks ago, a runner-up last week to his teammate Jim Ott. So Pogo here keeping that momentum here, rocking and rolling. And actually the guy that finished 3rd last week at Iowa, he sits in P number 2. That was the 8 car of Kip Easley. As that time by at the stripe, Jeff Pogo once again looks like he will choose that inside lane. So the field getting ready for their first restart just after the initial start there. So no car, I don't think, even really got into high gear there. So a complete reset with Cal Tony here at the back of the pack as we get ready to rock and roll once again here at Kentucky. As yeah, the new front row going to be held on to by the 97 of Jeff Pogo, and now the 8 car of Kip Easley. Row number 2 here, Joey Gattina as well as Tyler Bellinger. And then row number 3, Cody Meadows, as well as the 52 machine of Chris Brown. I believe this is Brown's first ever start here with the 802 guys. As here we go, the iRacing pace car heads down pit road, and it is Jeff Pogo, Kip Easley getting ready to fire on off here into the restart box. They will go. And once again, Jeff Pogo waiting late to fire on off, but it works out pretty nice for that 99 machine as Pogo will get clear by about 3 car lengths. Here comes now the 14 machine trying to work over the 8 of Easley. That is a battle for P number 2, and right behind them, Cody Meadows here once again quickly on the move as that 19 machine rocking a new paint scheme. Maybe hoping he gets a little bit of luck because of it off of turn number 4 there. I think Jeff Pogo, our race leader, got a little bit loose as he has big time pressure right behind him. Joey Gattina here will take a peek to the inside, have the preferred line there in 1 and 2. It'll be a heads up drag race down the back straightaway, but give a nose advantage to that 14. And off of turn number 4 here, new race leader. Jeff Pogo led the first 6, but now it's Joey Gattina out in front and pacing the field. As we see now Kip Easley here trying to get around Jeff Pogo. Pogo still stuck up in lane number 2. As might not be the case for long. He gets a really good run there. Takes a peek to the inside of the 14 there. As it looks like they will get themselves sorted out for the most part up towards the front. Further on back there, Dan Holcroft getting a piece of the wall there off of turn number 4. So Holcroft here tonight having the 5 on the race car, but the 88 in the timing and scoring as he currently works over Chris Brown there in that blue 52. Last week's winner, Jim Ott here, putting a lot of pressure on Cody Meadows. Taking a peek to that right rear quarter panel there of the 19 machine. I say we ride on board with the 99, looking on back to this battle kind of right behind him here. As we see Cody Meadows there to the inside down the back straightaway. As let's take a ride around the Kentucky Motor Speedway. This track, of course, not really run anymore in today's day and age with NASCAR. We'll see if this track ever makes a return, but here on iRacing, still can run it here on the sim. As Bellinger able to drive on away here from Cody Meadows, at least for the time being, as he gets right to the back bumper there of Kip Easley down the back straightaway. But so far everyone kind of running what kind of pace they want to run. As wow, Jim out there big time sideways as Chris Brown right on the back bumper of that 4 machine. Not able to keep that race car underneath him for the time being. A little bit further on back, Calatoni, remember, started on the front row, got turned on around right at the start there. He is trying to drive on back and trying to get back into the top 10. This would be a pass for P number 10 here tonight. Looks like won't be able to quite complete the pass, at least that time there, so we'll have to retry and set him on up as, 2 cars way up the racetrack into one there, the 52 as well as the 88. Not sure if they made contact there. They were definitely very, very close to each other if they didn't. But out in front right now, it is the 14 machine. Then it is the 97 in second. Third is the 8 car, the 99, starting to catch his top 3 here. And then Cody Meadows there in the 19 machine trying to hold on to 5th as Jim Ott has gotten that car wound on up and he is flying up there further up in the racetrack. Ott able to complete the pass here. Now going to try the crossover move. Going to cut low of the 99 machine down this tri-oval here. And this tri-oval does have some extra pavement down on the low side. So we can see cars kind of cutting the tri-oval as low as they can go. But it's usually not recommended as that can sometimes wear the tires a little bit more than the regular racing surface. So Joey Gattina there goes from the race lead and quickly falling on back. As it seemed like the rest of the cars around him trying to carry just a little bit more momentum here at the time being. As we see Cody Meadows get on around the 14 machine, so now at least back single file for him. As out in front, Jeff Pogo leads the way, but Kip Easley right on the back bumper. He will take a peek to the inside and Jim Ott is there as well in that 4 machine. Ott trying to make it a 3-car battle for that race lead, but right now it is a side-by-side battle at that. Easily trying to make the low side rock and roll. Jeff Pogo trying to be high side and handsome and keep that momentum rocking and rolling, and he will do just that there. Now Jim Ott going to try and keep Kip easily there, pinned down low, and try and keep that car from building up any sort of momentum, but easily there, nails turns 1 and 2. That 8 car looking pretty sporty still down there on the bottom side. Ott will almost get clear, but it won't quite be enough, so these two will stay side by side for that 2nd position, as these were the top 3 finishers from last week, all right back up into the top 3 here at the beginning portion of this race here tonight. Not going to be able to get clear there of the 8 machine, so he will move up to P number 2, be one of the biggest movers so far in the race. The other driver that has been on the move has been this 1 car of Brandon Guerin. Guerin already up 6 positions as Ott has a bit of a moment there off of turn number 4. He will lose a lot of positions because of it. Not sure if he got some help or what happened, but the 4 machine back to P number 6 just like that. Kip Easley now sideways on the racetrack. He will now fall back to 6 there, but him and I think the 99 machine there racing very, very close. And now here goes the 99 for the race lead. Bellinger has the advantage down the back straightaway for the time being. Looks like he will get clear, so new race leader once again here tonight. It is now the 99 car to lead a lap. And yeah, you saw there the 99 machine get a little bit loose, so these drivers gonna have to keep in the back of their mind here how tricky turn number 4 is, because it is definitely very, very low banking, and that wall kind of sneaks up and approaches very quickly when it does. I mean, we'll take a look here right on board and see what our race leader's seeing, but you can kind of see right about here, it looks like a nice big open sweeper, nice and easy, but with the lack of banking, it can definitely get this car out of sorts in a hurry. As I tell you what, last couple laps, Tyler Bellinger, fastest car on the racetrack here, so this 99 machine is moving at the time being. Brandon Guerin here has continued to work his way up through the field. The 1 car now into the top 5 for the time being, as right in front of him, Jim Ott and Jeff Pogo will duke it on out for that 3rd position. Right behind the 19 of Meadows, it looks like once again, Ott, even with that little hiccup, he has driven once again back through this top 5. Oh man, almost contact there off of turn number 2 as Jim Ott and Cody Meadows almost made contact. Man, that was about as close as you can get without some contact. As Jim Ott now up to P number 2, we'll see if he can run down the 99 machine. We'll keep an eye on the lap times, but last time by, Jim Ott was a little bit faster than our race leader. Kip Beasley here, he will be able to get back around the 1 car. So it looks like this 8 car starting to turn up the wick just a little bit here, as he has already re-caught Jeff Pogo and maybe looking to get the 19 of Cody Meadows here. Pass out was just completed. Anthony Calatoni getting around the 88 of Dan Holcroft there. So Calatoni back into the top 10. As here we go, Kip Beasley will take a peek to the inside of Pogo. We'll ride on board with the 97 machine, looking on back to that 8 car, as these guys will run side by side down this front straightaway. And it's always maybe a little bit of awkwardness right before you approach a tri-oval there, because you're always wondering, is the bottom car going to go down to the apron? Is the top car going to leave me a little bit of room? So it's a little bit of give and take there to try and figure out what can be done and what can't be done. As Kip Beasley, big time sideways there off of turn number 4. He will get tagged by the 1 car of Brandon Guerin. And it looks like that will bring out our second caution of the evening there, as Easley will break traction there in the back tires, get that thing turned on around. But it looks like not too much damage there for the 8 car. We'll take a look at the 1 machine as well. And it looks like Guerin there, not too much damage. So once again, another incident that was very, very minor here tonight at Kentucky. We will take a look here at the field. Right when that was going on, Jim Ott was actually just able to take over the race lead here. So about 30 laps in, we'll see if there's any takers for tires down on pit road, but I'd have to think most of the field going to come on down for at least some sort of fuel here tonight. Looks like maybe not the case. Tyler Bellinger going to stay on out, as the rest of the field down on pit road. So we will keep an eye here on pit road. Looks like also the 21 machine of Rob Lowe going to stay on out, and the 30. So 3 cars going to stay on out, the rest of the field down on pit road. We'll take a look here at the cones and see who wins this race off of pit road here. And yeah, it looks like most of the cars here taking tires with this stop. So it's going to be a full service stop, as Jim Ott will win the race off of pit road. As quite a few close calls there throughout the field off of pit road, but everyone able to make it rock and roll. But looks like the 99 machine going to lead the field back to green flag, as we will go to a quick commercial break. Back on the other side, we will get ready for restart number 2 of the night. All right, so here we are back at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Going to be about a 130 lap dash from here on out, as everyone re-racked, restacked, and ready to get back to green flag racing, as it's going to be old tires in the top 3. Then the first driver on new shoes will be the 4 car of Jim Ott. As here we go, how much wheel spin will this front row see, as his iRacing pace car down and off the racing surface? Tyler Bellinger going to be in control here, as Bellinger going to fire on off. Looks like not too much wheel spin there from most, if any, drivers. So will start off things on the right foot, as Jim out here with those fresh tires just going to try and get to any sort of open racetrack here tonight, as he will be able to cut to the inside of the 21 a little bit deeper down in the field. 3 wide race in action, as the 30 machine gonna also try and gamble on the tire strategy, so he will try and stay out of the way, and looking like doing a great job at that. As Cody Meadows, he is right there in the mix as well, so the 19 machine also on fresh tires, so we'll see what Meadows and Ott can do. But right now, the 21 of Rob Lowell and Tyler Bellinger doing a great job at hanging on to that track position, as Ott and Meadows still side by side here. Jim Ott, though, will get a good run there on the 21. We'll take a peek to the inside. It looks like maybe he caught the 21 just a little bit by surprise, as maybe just a little bit of contact between the two of them. The battle for the top 5, though, very much in full swing. 2x2, 2 rows deep here, as Jeff Pogo will clear Steve Ritter. Same with even now the 1 car of Brandon Guerin out. Oh, it's trouble down the front straightaway. Brandon Guerin will go on around here, and it looks like Guerin getting some help there, I believe maybe from the 61 machine, but Brandon Guerin, his night will probably come to an end here. As we get should be our 3rd caution of the evening here out and on the speedway. Once again, just a single car involved there. 2 cars maybe starting it, but Guerin definitely coming out the worst end of that one, with that race car done and his night probably done and over with. So now here comes a tough spot for the 99. I mean, about 5 laps done on those tires, so not really a super tire advantage from the 99, but if this then turns into a long run from here on out, they could be a little bit in trouble with the pit strategy and how it time on out. Definitely a very tough call here from the 99, as we'll take a look here at pit road, see if he decides to bring that Monster Energy machine down here or stay on out. And it looks like the 99 gonna stay on out for another time, though another car that stayed on out last time, it looks like he is down on pit road. The 21 machine down, and it looks like the 61 as well as the 19. So all those cars probably just topping off on the virtual race fuel here tonight, as once again under our 3rd caution. So once again, we'll go to a quick commercial break. On the other side, we will head on ready, should say get on ready, and head on over to our 3rd restart of the evening here at Kentucky. All right, so here we go. It's going to be Jim Ott, Tyler Bellinger on the front row here. Bellinger on the oldest tires by anyone on the racing surface. So we'll see how the 99 restarts here as Jim Ott on the loud pedal. And we head back to green flag racing here at Kentucky. As man, the 99 machine on top of it there on that restart. Looks like absolutely zero tire spin there. And he will get the restart that he probably needs. He just needs to try and hang on to as much track position as he can from here on out, as Jeff Pogo will get P number 2. So Brandon Guerin involved with that last incident. Contact further on back. The 30 and maybe the 19 making some contact there, as Caton will somehow hang on to that race car. As yeah, we can see some damage to the front end of that 19 machine. You can see a little bit of a wrinkle right below that right headlight there. So Cody Meadows gonna have some damage after that one. As look at this, Johnny Barker, haven't talked about him too much tonight. He has with this strategy and kind of playing it nice and safe so far to start the first quarter of this race. He has driven his way up into the top 5 here. So at the moment, it would be Johnny Barker, the biggest mover of the race so far. As Jim Ott here trying to check on out from the rest of the field out in front. Jeff Pogo in second with about a half a second advantage here over the 99, who is running some decent pace. I mean, last time by right there with the times that he needed to be. So even though he is on older tires so far, the pace is there. You just got to wonder, as these tires continue to heat on up, will these things fall off a cliff compared to those other tires around him? Cody Meadows here trying to get around the 61 machine, going to be able to do that just in 1 and 2, as Meadows will get around Steve Ritter for the top 10, as Ritter kind of a quiet start to the race here, but this 61 machine, if he's great at one thing, it is long runs and managing his stuff. So expect, if we get a long run here, that 61 start to march up through this field, as Anthony Calatoni continues his rebound here tonight. Started P number 2, then spun on around right at the start. Since then, this 10 car trying to get back up through the field here, and so far he is back into the top 5 for the first time here tonight. Chris Brown there in the 52 machine under fire from the 14. Joey Gattina here able to complete the pass there off of turn number 2. Remember, Gattina led quite a few laps here to start the race. Has yet to be back towards that race lead yet. As Anthony Calatoni there able to get around Johnny Barker for a second, but Barker having the shorter distance on around, able to get the advantage at least into turn number 1. Down the back straightaway, going to be pretty even for the two of them, but neither driver yet able to get around that 99 car. As Bellinger just trying to roll that second lane here tonight, try and keep that momentum up with those older tires, and so far doing a great job at it. I mean, if he catches a lucky break and gets some nicely timed yellows, especially late in this race, he could have an extra tire set that the rest of the field does not have here. A little bit deeper in the field here, Steve Ritter has recaught the kind of wounded 19 machine of Meadows. So those two will stay side by side. Those two will trade some paint as, wow, Cody Meadows into the door of Steve Ritter. Looks like no damage for either race car. Both of them getting away with that. Definitely on the lucky side, as up towards the front now. Calatoni here to the outside of Bellinger, and he will be able to get clear. So some fresher tires able to get on around. That could open up the door now for the 6 car of Barker. The battle of the bees out in full force here tonight, and right now it is Barker with the advantage. He sits in the P4 position, so he will see what kind of pace he has as he gets a little bit of open racetrack out in front of him. Cody Meadows, though, able to get around Dan Holcroft there, so Meadows back up into 9th. Jim out in front here tonight. As that time by about a $1:10 left in this one, but Ott running some decent pace out in front though. The last couple laps, Jeff Pogo has been a little bit faster, so we'll see if Jeff Pogo can run down his teammate for this race lead. But the last caution, last coming out here on lap 34. So we are heading into the longest green flag run of the night so far. Currently was about 26 laps, as this one about to get up to a 20 lap run here tonight. As yeah, I say let's ride on board with Bellinger. I mean, Bellinger, of course, having those older tires, so this race car probably not driving exactly how the 99 would like compared to the cars around him. But, I mean, last time by, still a 31.85 from the 99 machine, whereas the leader is still in the 31.7, so still within 0.2 of the race lead pace here. As Bellinger will lose the position right there to Joey Gattina, as Gattina will get clear for a second, but Bellinger going to keep the momentum rocking and rolling for the time being, and that's all the 99 can pretty much do here. Like I said, he'll have to be down on pit road about 30, maybe about 20 laps sooner than the rest of the field here. And it should be really interesting to see where he can stretch his fuel tank out to. I mean, at this point, the ultimate would be maybe to get it right around lap 80 if you can, but we'll see if the 99 has enough fuel of that. If not, if he goes for maybe a 2 pit stop strategy, I think the magic number might be right around lap 60 to 65 here. As a field here currently spread on out here tonight, Anthony Calatoni though starting to run down Jeff Pogo for that second position here. So I say let's ride on board with Calatoni, see what he is doing to try and run down P2, and we can see here right on entry, trying to get some clean air on the nose of the 10 car. Then we'll stay right in the wake of the 97 and get big time loose there off of turn number 4. Wow. And you can see just with that little bit of sideways action, you can lose, 5 car lengths just down one straightaway. So that just shows you right there how on edge these race cars are here at Kentucky. Rob Lowell was also able to get around Dan Holcroft here tonight, so Lowell up to P number 11 here, but it's currently out on the racetrack. Reba Kane in P number 15. Remember, him and I think Cody Meadows made contact right after the restart. 30 machine has not been able to gain that time on back. Sitting here in P number 14 is currently the 25 machine of Ron Holyfield, so Holyfield looking for another good finish. I mean, I think it was either, I don't believe it was last week, but maybe the week before he was able to, 2 weeks ago he finished P number 13. I could have swore that he was able to squeak out a top 10 here in the recent time. Once again, looking for that here tonight. The 46 machine of Eli Raposa here. He sits in the 13th position, so he will try and find what he can. He has run down the 88 though, so Raposa should be able to get another position here in a few laps. He's of course part of the Big 5 challenge with some money on the line with those special event races. Dan Holcroft here falling on back a little bit to about 12th here, so I think this 88 machine not driving exactly how he would like. As like I said before, Rob Lowell in 11th, then we head into our top 10. Cody Meadows with that right front damage sits in 10th as Steve Ritter able to get around that car. So Ritter up into 9th and maybe quickly to 8th as Kip Easley hanging on to 8th, but maybe not for long, as he will start to feel some pressure there from the 61 machine. And this time by at the stripe, it will be the final time we will see triple digits to go, as it is 100 laps left in this one here tonight, as we see Steve Ritter to the inside of Kip Easley. Also further up front here, I think Cal Tony and Jeff Pogo starting to build up a battle for P number 2, as it looks like Easley gonna stay down to the low side, allow the 19 to get on by as well. And it looks like actually Easley down on pit road here, so we'll see if this is a scheduled stop or if it's maybe a unscheduled stop here from the A car. As yeah, this might be the call, because I'm hearing from the 99 spotter, he is pinned this time on by. So here on 63, we see the 99 peel on out. Now it becomes, when do you come down pit road if you're like to Jim Ott, Jeff Pogo, Anthony Calatoni, and Johnny Barker. They had about a 7-second advantage over the 99, but now the 99 gonna flip them on the tire strategy and the race pace once he comes off of pit road. It looks like here pit road time gonna be long enough that you in fact will go one lap down, as we see the left sides just going up on the 99 machine. As it is Jim out here still leading the way over Jeff Pogo. Johnny Barker sits in third, now able to get around Anthony Calatoni. Chris Brown sits in P number 5, Steve Ritter in 6th. Cody Meadows now up into 8th. Rob Lowell in 8th, Cody Meadows 7th, Raposa 9th, and Holyfield rounding out the top 10 with Gatina done and serviced. Same with the 99 of Bellinger and Easley, as well as Dan Holcroft. So 4 cars already down and away from pit road. And we will keep an eye on the time, see what kind of lap times those guys on fresh tires were able to do. Last time by, Jim Ott was able to click off a 32.00, whereas Bellinger a 31.38, so over a half a second advantage just in one lap going to the 99. We'll throw on the track map here on the right side of your screen. So the first car 1 lap down here is the 14 machine, but as you can see there on the track map, currently over a half a track back. So probably not going to be able to unlap himself the hard way, but should be really, really interesting to see where things shake on out here after this top 4 decides to pit under the green flag conditions. Can probably go to right about lap 80 or so. Right on board looking at the 10 machine of Calatoni here. And if I was anyone in this top 4 maybe debating to be the first down on pit road, I think I would want to be the 10 car. One, because you're always going to be stuck in some sort of dirty air unless you can somehow drive up to the front. And I think his pace maybe just slightly off than the other cars. I mean, we can see he's definitely running a higher line. That indicates that that car might be on the tighter side here. At this time by, we see the 46 of Raposa dive on down. Same with the 25 machine. Looks like both those cars able to safely get on down. Only one driver here retired from the race here tonight, and that was the one car so far here of Brandon Guerin. So Guerin definitely having some tough luck here the last couple races, it seems like. As this time by, we see the 30 machine safely down and away. We also hear the call here from the 61, Steve Ritter. He is peeling off to head down pit road here this time by. And at this point here, these drivers going to have to pit one more time. I don't think there's enough time for them to really make it from here on out. As I was just talking about a few laps ago there, Calatoni maybe not quite having the exact pace he needed. He's able to once again run back down the 6 car of Barker. As now that just leaves the top 7 yet to come down pit road here. So we will have to see when they decide to make the hard left-hand turn down, but we can see Calatoni right up against the wall, big time sideways. Wow, you saw that car get loose multiple times underneath the 10 machine. I think now with that slide as well, I think we'll see the 10 car down on pit road here this time by. Yeah, with that slide, he lost about a second right there to the 6 car of Johnny Barker. as Calatoni will in fact stay on out for another lap here tonight, so he will do just that. But it looks like the 99 here gonna head on up to the lucky dog position, so Bellinger able to get around Gattina for position, and it could be a big one at that if they were to get a caution here. It would instead of being the 14 machine being the lucky dog, it would now be this 99. Yeah, remember when I said, you know, the 99 and 14 half a lap back? Now they sit just in front of a half lap back, definitely on the 410 side of things, but able to close in the gap slowly, but going at the big picture here, able to eat on into the lead. And I think when it all cycles on out, they could be the race leaders here over the 4 and 97. Bellinger there didn't have the greatest 3 and 4. Allows the 14 machine to once again catch back up to that back bumper of the 99. But now we start to get very, very close to the halfway mark here tonight, as these two, of course, racing for that lucky dog position if a caution were to come on out. Out in front, though, it is Jim Ott still leading the way. And I tell you what, he has been on a roll the past couple races, leading at the halfway point, and once again trying to do that here tonight at Kentucky. So remember, Bellinger down on pit road on 62. These guys last down on 28, so should be able to make it right around lap 90 or so if they decide to push it that far. But even with that, they will just be short on fuel to make it to the end unless they are very, very good at fuel saving here. I mean, if they can maybe get to a lap, 95, they could maybe save enough from there on out to make it to the end. But that is definitely going to be pushing the envelope big time here on that fuel strategy call. As, Jim Otto leading the way here over Jeff Pogo in P number 2, Johnny Barker in 3rd, Anthony Calatoni 4th, and Chris Brown here rounding out the top 5. Still that battle pretty intense for that lucky dog position, as Joey Gattina has not let Tyler Bellinger lose his sights whatsoever. And actually last time by at the start finish line here for this race, we saw the cross flags here tonight. So this one now officially halfway done here at Kentucky. Of course, next Sunday night here, this coming Sunday, these guys taking on the Richmond Motor Speedway. So, we, of course, will be live bringing you the live racing action here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. But here tonight, a little race recap from the previous Sunday as we try and figure out who walks away with the checkered flag here in race number 10. As we see the first taker from the top 4, and it is, in fact, the 10 car of Calatoni. He will bring that thing, it looks like, safely down onto pit road here. So we will have to see where he cycles on out. I mean, the 99 and the 14 still have to go over a half a track to catch on back up here, but looks like the 10 car just into the box. Right side's going on up. We'll see where he slots on out. He will get that car rolling, but you can see the 99 and the 14 fly on by. And it looks like Calatoni gonna file on out behind Cody Meadows. Should be able to just stay in front of the 21 machine. The 21 has still yet to pit here under this long green flag run. Definitely the longest of the night so far here. This one definitely has a chance to, you know, be a green flag run to the end here. And Bellinger and Gattina now closing on into about a third track length on behind. So now definitely making up a ton of time as this 497 and 6 here. Try and stretch to the end as we get a side-by-side battle for the race lead. And Jeff Pogo now will take over the point here. So Pogo might give Jim out a little bit of some draft help from here on out. That could definitely help the fuel mileage of the 4 car that was leading for the beginning part of this long run here. Rob Lowell here has run down Cody Meadows in that 19 machine, so a battle for position starting to heat on up here as Steve Ritter on fresher tires able to quickly get on by. But yeah, these guys looking pretty well to make it to right about lap 90, as this time we see the 6 car of Johnny Parker peel on down onto pit road here, so Parker will come and service that number 6 machine. Rob Lowe, right as we were taking a look at the 6, they're able to complete the pass there, so he will move up now into P number 4. Last time the 21 was down on pit road was 35, so he could definitely make it right around 10 laps longer than our race leaders, so he could definitely time it out right and make it a one-stop race from almost here on out. As Barker will get that car back rolling here, it looks like we'll slot behind Kip easily into kind of some nice wide open racetrack here, so we'll have to see what the 6 car of Barker can do. As it looks like Calatoni here, maybe a pit road speeding penalty as the 10 car done for the night, so we now have 2 retirements here, as we will have to keep an eye on the pace of the 6 car here and see what he can do to run down the 99, 14 and the 8. Jim Ott here bringing the 4 machine down on pit road here right to start lap 91. Same with the 52 machine of Chris Brown. So these guys just about running that tank dry here and having to come down pit road to fill on up. And it would be a stretch to make it to the end. That would be a 70 lap run, but now only really 3 cars yet to visit pit road here during this green flag pit stop. That being Jeff Pogo, Rob Lowell, and Cody Meadows here. As Jim Ott will get that 4 machine rolling. Looks like we'll lose out to the 99, 14, 8. And even the 6, he will come out behind Johnny Parker. So Parker with pitting, you know, just 3 laps sooner, he was able to make up the time to the 4 machine. But now that starts to flip as the 6, the 4 gonna have fresher tires to try and run down those cars out in front of them, as we continue to wait and see the 97 dive to pit road. And Man, oh man, he might be able to do it here. It might be able to save till lap 95. I say let's ride on board with Jeff Pogo here. Take a look what he is seeing with the cockpit cam and see just how much off throttle time is being done by the 97 to try and stretch it here. And you can definitely hear right there Jeff Pogo in no hurry to get back to that loud pedal any sort of aggressively here, just trying to keep that momentum on up here, just keep that car rocking and rolling, and doing a good job at that as he will once again stay on out here. Man, he is stretching out this fuel very nicely as we see the 21 machine of Rob Lowell here down on pit road. Cody Meadows also was down on pit road. He will start to roll towards the exit of pits here. It looks like Meadows going to be the first car 2 laps down, so he will be the first car 1 lap down when it all shakes on out here. As man, Pogo's still out here on the racing surface and starting to get pretty good, as Johnny Barker, Jim Ott here has run down some of those cars that pitted before them, currently working on the 8 car of Kip Easley here. Looks like the 21 machine of Rob Lowell down on pit road once again here, so maybe some sort of pit penalty for him. That would be a tough break for that crew here, as Jeff Pogo, our race leader, down on pit road. Pogo looks like he was nice and safe coming onto pit road, so the 97 doing exactly what he needs to do. As you can see, the 99 of Bellinger just going into turn number 3 there. Left side's going on the 97 machine, and Bellinger up to full song here. He will go flying on by Pogo as he will just get to pit exit. It looks like Pogo gonna come out way behind the rest of the pack, so he might be good to the finish. That might be the card the 97 is playing from this point on, as he will come out right in front of Steve Ritter. But Tyler Bellinger gonna take over the point here with just about 60 laps to go. And at this point, I think it'd be a good time for a little turn 3, turn it up, as we let the cars do the talking here tonight. Alrighty, we come back here live to Kentucky after a little turn 3 turning up, and as we can see, Jim Ott, he is continuing to charge his way back up through the field. He is up to P number 2 and trying to run down our race leader. Remember, Ott has about a 30-lap tire advantage compared to those race cars right around him there. So this Ford machine definitely boogieing here at this point in the race. Last time by about 0.3 of a second better than the cars around him. Johnny Barker here up to P number 4. Kip Easley hanging on to 5th for the time being. And it looks like the first car 1 lap down will in fact be the 19 machine of Cody Meadows. Meadows running right there between 4th and 5th on the Speedway. Chris Brown here starting to put a little bit of pressure on the 61 machine of Steve Ritter. As the same could be said up towards the front. Jim Ott on the back bumper. Bellinger big time sideways. He will somehow hang on to the race car, but I think may have got a little bit sideways, then maybe some contact from the 4, but that started with just brake and some traction in the right rear there on corner exit. But man, the 99 car did a heck of a save to save that one. So Jim Ott now back to the race lead here tonight. And with that, Katina able to get to P number 2. And now here comes the 6 car of Johnny Barker. Barker, one of the other drivers on some better tires now, as he will try and make quick work of the 99 and the 14 and see what he can do compared to the pace of Jim Ott. As here we go side by side now for that 3rd position, as Barker will try and get around Bellinger. Those two almost touch right out of the tri-oval, but Barker going to be able to complete the pass here and slot into P number 3. Further on back, like I said here, this battle for our position still pretty warm, as Chris Brown, Steve Ritter continue to put pressure on one another. Kind of a big gap to another car either direction for the two of them, so they kind of know this is the car they are going to have to race this entire run here before they decide to head back down to pit road. And Chris Brown should be able to run him on down because he has about a 20-lap tire advantage over the 52 machine, as Johnny Barker able to get around the 14 there. So move the 6 car up to P number 2, and we'll see what he can do for Jim Ott, as Ott already back to a 2nd advantage here with now about 50 laps left in this one. And we hear the call here, maybe a little bit on the early side, but Tyler Bellinger gonna pull it down on pit road here. And it looks like he will get ready for his final stop of the evening. Looks like also the 88 car down on pit road as well. So remember, by the time they pitted there, only about 2 seconds back from the race leader, so was able to make up about 5 seconds in total compared to everything from this point on. So Jeff Pogo has run down Kip Easley now for the 4th position, as Pogo should make pretty easy work of this one, as over a 35 lap advantage for the tires on the 97 machine. You will be able to clear there easily down the back straightaway. Now we'll try and work over the lap car of Cody Meadows. So out in front, though, Jim Ott leads the way over now just under, let's say, a second advantage over Johnny Barker. So Barker maybe finding some speed this lap here. No, it seems like Ott just really taking entry easy. That tells me one thing from the 4 car here, that he is trying to save some fuel in that race car. Can he go to the end here? It's going to be very tight, as Ron Holyfield down on pit road for what is scheduled now to be the final pit stop for the 25. Only 2 cars done and retired from the race here tonight. Anthony Calatoni as well as Brandon Guerin. I tell you what, this battle's still yet over here for now the 6th position, as Chris Brown within 2 car lengths of Steve Ritter. We'll have to see. It seems like Brown liking that higher lane compared to the 61, as Ritter definitely a very late arc into the corner, but still able to drive that 61 machine down to the bottom side of the racetrack. As we see the kind of 2 different choices in lines right there through 3 and 4. And then, yeah, if I'm the 52, I'm trying to stay right tucked in the draft as long as possible down these straightaways. 1, to get a run, but then 2, maybe you can lift a little bit sooner, save some of that fuel if needed. Because Brown last pitted on 90, same with our race leader, so it's going to have to be really interesting to see if they can stretch it, as we see Katina and Easley down on pit road here. So the last of the drivers to pit in the 60 lap range here down on pit road, and going to be technically done with their final service of the evening. So now we wait till the next, 20 or so laps and see if those race leaders have to come down on pit road. As once again, we take a look at this battle, now going to be for the 4th position with the 14 and the 8. As we hear the call here, Steve Ritter going to head down to pit road. It looks like he will do so, as trouble here for the 52. Chris Brown sideways on the front straightaway, and that will probably bring out a caution flag here. So Steve Ritter going to be able to roll through pit road, doesn't have to come to service. As the caution gonna fall out here right in the middle of some green flag pit stops. Now a tough choice for Jim Ott, Johnny Barker, Jeff Pogo. About 50 laps on these tires. Do you come in, take your final set of tires, be even with them, and then hope it races on out, or do you bank on a later caution? We will have to see what will be the right call. As I think with this timing on out like it does, Cody Meadows going to be the lucky dog candidate. So Meadows going to be able to get back on the lead lap after a tough night so far here tonight for the 19. As yeah, we'll keep the camera on the front runners here and see what the decision will be for Jim Ott out in front. And these are the calls that if you're a strategy type of person, you get excited for. But if you're a racer here just on pace, these are the decisions you do not look forward to. As yeah, Jim Ott, Johnny Barker, Jeff Pogo down on pit road. Same with Raposa, Ritter, and Cody Meadows will get the lucky dog. And with everyone on the lead lap pitting here, that will allow everyone trapped a lap down to get waved on around with 1 to go. So once again, we'll head to a quick commercial break and be back on the other side with our 4th restart of the evening. So here we are back at Kentucky Motor Speedway. Jim Ott, Jeff Pogo on the front row here. They have used up their last tires. Same with Johnny Barker. I think Steve Ritter has another set though, as this should be interesting from here on out. The iRacing pace car heads down pit road, and Jim Ott now ready to fire off anytime inside the restart zone. Jim Ott will fire off on the later side, get a good start here as Pogo will try and pull clear from Johnny Barker into turn number 1. Won't quite be able to do it. They will stay side by side for second here. Pogo has the momentum up on that second lane, but Barker has the preferred lane. The shorter distance, he's going to be able to complete the pass. Here comes Pogo though with that momentum, able to get to the outside once again of that 6 car. Jeff Pogo once again able to stick to the outside of Barker, so they will stay 2 by 2 here for P number 2. As right behind them, Steve Ritter, he has put together a great race so far here tonight, just timing that caution perfectly. I mean, just heading to pit road and it comes on out, so he's able to drive through pit road, stay on the lead lap here. Currently up in the top 5, another driver inside this top 5. The 46 car of Eli Raposa. Raposa's strategy working out pretty good for that 46 machine. The first driver on those older tires sits the 99 of Bellinger, as he doesn't have too much pressure behind him, but can't afford to lose too much time to the cars in front, because those guys hoping for at least one more caution so they can bolt on the last set of tires they have down on pit road. Jeff Pogo there able to get back around Johnny Barker for P number 2. So once again, we see an Ott Pogo 1-2 for the time being here tonight. As everything else on the speedway here kind of calming on down for the time being. Everyone running in a single file lane for the time being, but that could always change in just a heartbeat. I mean, all it takes is a little bit slip up right there off of turn number 4, kind of like what we saw from the 14 machine. As easily we'll try and get to the top side here. Current lucky dog candidate here will be the 5 on the car or the 88 in the timing scoring. Dan Holcroft here sits in that lucky dog spot. He is currently battling though the 25 machine right behind him for that, so you can see the distance for that position right here on screen. Looks like Lowell sits 2 laps down here, so he was able to get back out in the race, and then Caton sits 3 laps behind here tonight. Gonna need a lot of help to get back on the lead lap here with the amount of laps remaining. As Katina was able to hang on to that 7th position, at least hold off Kip easily for the time being here. As we start to approach the countdown clock here in this one, it will be 25 laps left in this one and just a few short laps here. As Jim Ott has been able to run on away to about a 2nd advantage over 3rd place Johnny Barker. And he is keeping Jeff Pogo honest there in that 2nd position. Hasn't really fallen back more than 4 car lengths behind that 97. Yeah, I think we actually got some fan cams here tonight, so let's take a seat here in the stands and let's take a look what it would be like watching a NASCAR Next Gen race here at the Kentucky Motor Speedway. As everyone from here on out definitely good on fuel, so that won't be an issue. It just, if we get another caution here, the likes of the 99, the 14, the 8, they all have another set of tires waiting for them on pit road if needed. As Bellinger here starting to run down Raposa just a little bit for that 5th position, so even though the 99 car here at maybe a little bit of a tire disadvantage, he is starting to run some decent pace here. As this time by at the start finish line here at Kentucky, we head to the closing portion of the race. We head down to the countdown clock, and it is now 25 to go here tonight. As I think we also do have an in-car camera here with our race leader, so let's ride on board with Jim Ott and one more time get a view here from the Kentucky Motor Speedway. Last time by a 31.77, and best time for Ott was a 30.87, so time definitely falls off in a hurry here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. So Ott looking to put things on cruise control. He is looking to have yet another finish up here on the podium. And keep a streak of top fives alive. I mean, we got to go all the way back to race number 7 at Phoenix. Jim Ott finished in 4th position. Then at Charlotte for race number 8, he finished P number 2. And then, of course, last week winning at Iowa. So Ott looking to go 2 in a row from here on out. And he sits in the best spot to do that. Has his teammate about 0.7 of a second back. So Pogo definitely needs to start turning it on up here if he wants to get that position, as battle for 5th is on. Eli Raposa here under fire from the 99. Tyler Bellinger, like I said, sits best of the alternate strategy, and so far looking in a pretty good spot, trying to get P number 5 from the 46. Raposa maybe just gets the wall there on the entry of 1, but allow the 99 to get on by here now. With this time by, it's going to be 20 laps left here. As Eli Raposa once again going to get a piece of the front stretch wall. That time though off of turn number 4, so maybe the handling here on the 46 starting to go on away just a little bit. Running down through our top 10, and only cars up on the lead lap here currently. Cody Meadows sits in that 10th position, able to get the lucky dog last time by, but did not end up pitting, so he is on. Oh, he ended up pitting, so he's on some fresh tires, but still battling with that damage. Chris Brown sits in the 9th position, involved in that last yellow, but able to rebound here, stay inside the top 10. Kip Easley hanging on to an 8th place here currently. Joey Gattina running in 7th though, trying to get 6th place away from Eli Raposa. Tyler Bellinger sits in 5th. Steve Ritter in P number 4. Johnny Barker sits in 3rd. Jeff Pogo in P number 2. And Jim Ott currently our race leader. As Gattina able to get to the inside of the 46, he will be able to clear him there through 3 and 4. As now Kip Easley will try and do the same as well. As Raposa might not be able to capitalize on a top 5 here. Definitely going to be able to capitalize on a top 10 when it's all said and done. With now going to be only 16 laps left in this one. The field definitely spread on out, so let's pull up the good old track map, see where cars are running out on the speedway. As smoke on the front straightaway, Rob Lowell here sideways, and I think we'll come to a stop. And yes, it will. It will draw a caution here with about a 15-lap shootout. Oh man, things are now gonna get wild here, because now like Jim Ott, Jeff Pogo, Johnny Barker, they have used up all their tires, but Tyler Bellinger gonna be the biggest benefactor from this caution. He's gonna be able to come down pit road and bolt on 4 fresh tires. So we will keep an eye here on the decision, but I think now this race is going to get shaken on up quite a bit. It looks like Dan Holcroft here will be the lucky dog. So with that, that will now put 11 cars back on the lead lap here to maybe try and close things on up at Kentucky here for race number 10. As here we go, the decision time, and pretty much this decision's already made for you. If you have a set of tires here, you are coming down on pit road, going to use them on. Oh, as it looks like the 14 machine of Gattina going to miss pit road here, so he will have to stay out for another lap, and will probably lose a little bit of track position because of it. But Steve Ritter going to lead the drivers that have tires down onto pit road here. As we will keep an eye here at the cone here at the end of pit road, see who wins this race off of pit road. Then after that, we'll go to a quick commercial break and then be back for our 5th restart of the evening. And we'll see if it's a run to the finish or if we'll have yet another caution flag fly here. As Ritter was the first off, then Bellinger, Raposa, Easley, and Brown. As we will head to a quick commercial break on the other side. Restart number 5 coming to you from Kentucky. So here we go. It's going to be a shootout to end things on off here at Kentucky Motor Speedway. It's going to be Jim Ott and Jeff Pogo once again on the front row. But the drivers we are going to have to keep an eye on here on this restart is this row number 3. Steve Ritter there in the 61 and the 99 of Tyler Bellinger, both on fresh tires as the iRacing pace car heads down pit road. And we get ready to head back to green flag racing here at Kentucky. Jim Ott can fire off at any time inside the box here. And this time goes nice and early. Going to keep the field guessing as here we go back to green flag racing with now 12 laps to go. Everyone able to really make it through 1 and 2, at least that time by. Here we go, Tyler Bellinger trying to find some sort of opening. Old tires up in front of him, both on the 14 and the 6 car. Oh, as one car sideways off of turn number 4, Cody Meadows will loop that race car on around, and that will bring out our 6th caution of the evening, and once again be a single car incident. So that will blow up the field once again, and definitely no time to come on down pit road from here on out because it's going to be inside a 10-lap shootout. But Bellinger was able to get up to, looks like, P number 4 with that one. So we'll get to restart on row number 2. As once again, we'll go to another quick commercial break and get ready to maybe end things on off with under a 10-lap shootout here at Kentucky. So here we go, a shootout to end things on off maybe here tonight. That is the case if we do not get any more caution flags, as it will be an 8-lap shootout. And remember, keep an eye here on this 99 machine. Bellinger on fresh tires, everyone around him on old stuff besides the 8 car of Kip Easley. Though on the front row, it's Jim Ott, Jeff Pogo once again looking to close on out the top 2 spots here in yet another race. The iRacing pace car down on pit road. Ott went early in the box last time. When does he decide to go here this time? Everyone's ready to rock and roll. Ott will get a shot. He will fire off right there. And we head back to green flag racing. Jeff Pogo, Joey Gattina going to be side by side into turn number 1. A little bit of contact there as Pogo will go up the racetrack just a little bit. Here comes now the 99 of Tyler Bellinger. Bellinger going to try and get on around the 99 as quickly as possible. Joey Gattina up to P number 2. Remember, he led some laps in the early portion of this race. Would love to pick up the win when it's all said and done. A little bit deeper in the field, some intense battles here as Johnny Barker, Chris Brown, Cody Meadows, all under a blanket here. Bellinger trying to get to the outside of Gattina. Won't quite be able to do it that time off of turn number 4, but will turn that 99 car down the banking. Look to the inside into turn number 1. Side by side for second, and Bellinger going to be able to do just that. So he will head up to P number 2 and give himself about 5 laps to try and get around last week's winner, Jim Ott. Man, I tell you what, new tires definitely paying on off. He is already within 4 car lengths of Ott here. This time by from the flagman, an open palm there. It is now 5 laps left in this one. Like I said, deeper in the field, it is haymakers being thrown here. Cody Meadows trying to get around Johnny Barker for that 10th position. Right in front of them, Dan Holcroft back on the lead lap. He sits inside of the top 10 here. Yeah, Johnny Barker, I think with those older tires here, paying the price as he continues to slip down the order. Kip Easley right there, putting pressure on the 99, who is now all over the back bumper of Jim Ott. What does Ott have left in the tank for defense as he will try and break the toe down the back straightaway? Going to try and block Bellinger here as they will go 3 wide off of turn number 4. Bellinger going to try and able to squeak on through, and Bellinger will lead the lap at the start-finish line. Can Tyler Bellinger steal this one away at the end? And he is looking pretty good. He is clear here for the race lead. Easily going to try and get around Ott as quickly as possible, see what he has left in the tank for the 99. But it might not be enough time, because this time by from the flagman here, we see popsicle sticks up in the air. It is 2 laps to go here at Kentucky. Ott will fall back into line in P number 3. And I tell you what, if this 4 car can hang on to 3rd, man, that would be a good feat, all things considered, with the tire disadvantage here. He gets a little bit tight there off of turn number 2. That could open up the door for the 14 machine. He'll take a peek to the inside, but will back on out of it. But this time by for the 99, he will see the white flag one more time around here at Kentucky. Jeff Pogo trying to hang on to some spots here late in this one. Chris Brown just able to get around him. Now Cody Meadows going to try and do the same. Side by side down the back straightaway here. Looks like Meadows going to be able to get to the inside and probably going to be able to get that position. But off of turn number 4, Tyler Bellinger will pick up his first career win and his first win on the season. Kip Easley will finish second. Jim Ott will finish in third. That will round out the podium here tonight. And it's going to be Tyler celebrating this one here at Kentucky. And don't go anywhere, folks. Even though this is an off night, not our normal stuff, we do have a few racers available and around to chat to after this one. But Tyler Bellinger going to pick up the win here in the Monster Energy 99 machine, as he will bring that thing on the front straightaway and get ready to burn it on down here at Kentucky. And definitely a big win here tonight for Tyler, as we will definitely talk to him sometime soon. If we do not catch a driver in the top 3 here tonight, we will actually chat with him before we take the green flag on Sunday night. So we will get a chance to chat with every driver, as Tyler's still celebrating this one. But we will go to a quick commercial break. On the other side, our post-race show here from Kentucky.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Alrighty, folks, we are back here at the Kentucky Speedway, and it looks like the first driver we'll be talking to is the driver that brought it home in 8th, but it wasn't because of lack of effort. Our current points leader, it is the 97 machine of Jeff Pogo. Jeff, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Alrighty, man. How were you feeling after Kentucky there on Sunday night? And it seemed like that strategy just didn't quite work out for you there.
Well, I felt good during the race. I mean, you see me and Jim were up front again all night. Me and him did a little bit different strategy. He was downshifting a lot of the race, so he used more fuel than me. So he had to make an extra stop, and I obviously, you saw from the race, pushed it as far as I could. That way I could make it on a one stop. And, you know, if it would have stayed green to the end, my strategy would have worked, and I probably would have won the race because everybody had to stop one more time in front of me. But, you know, it's racing. It happens. And then you get those 2 late race restarts and get kind of used up a little bit. So it is what it is. Happens in real life. Sucks. But you know what? We're still clean. Still leading the points. Still the least amount of incident points per race. So I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely some good metrics right there, Jeff. Like you said, one of the cleanest racers out there, and you currently lead with the least amount of incident points per race. And Yeah, this 8th place here tonight, probably not the effort you were expecting, especially around the halfway point, but man, it wasn't because of lack of effort. This 97 machine, once again, quick for seems like now 3 straight weeks.
Yes, last 3 straight weeks in a row now that I figured out how to run a fast lap in qualifying and get the pole. So don't really know how that's happening, but I'm gonna keep trying.
Yeah, and of course, well, I should say next Sunday, this upcoming Sunday here, Richmond Motor Speedway. How you feeling about that place? How you feeling in qualifying to keep that streak alive?
We'll see. I mean, if I can keep the qualifying streak alive, obviously it's a big help. Start up front. The clean air in these cars is huge, so the closer you get to the front, the better. As far as the track itself, I mean, it doesn't look that technical, but it is, and it's a tire wear track, so I seem to kind of excel at tracks like that. So as long as I can put the thing up front to start, and keep it clean, I think I got a good shot again at a top three. So just gonna keep on trucking and hope it works out.
Yeah, and I tell you what, very good chance to do that. And just like any kind of short track, as long as you survive the calamity to be there at the end, hey man, I think you have another good shot at it at Richmond.
Yeah, I think so too. But I do got to say, you know, this past weekend at Kentucky is a good race overall. I mean, Brandon had speed, then got, obviously turning on the front stretch by his own doing. He just wasn't clear of, I think it was Ritter when we were passing. Ended up getting loose and hooking the wall. But other than that, man, good to see Chris Brown back on our team. He's been kind of off iRacing for a couple of years, making his way back into it. Shows he still had some speed. We were running 1, 2, 3 at some point in the night, so happy for that. And Jim again, just you know, doing what he does, keeping the speed out front. He's consistent every every week, man. He's had a good run going, so I want to keep him up front, keep his streak alive, and as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, I think he'll be good to go. And hopefully we can keep this up. I like seeing that 4 and the 97 up front. Just need to get Tim to show up here, and need to get Brandon to finish one out.
Yeah, that you do. And this race team would definitely be rocking and rolling, firing at all cylinders. And yeah, I gotta give your teammates Jim out a lot of credit, man. Able to hang on to the podium. And what do you think the difference was there? Just him being in a little bit cleaner air after that final restart?
I was a little bit cleaner air because, I mean, obviously he was the one that could fire off, but he got a great hit right at the end of the restart zone, which kind of launched him out. Well, that put Joey to my inside, and then going into one, I kind of got screwed by Joey when he didn't go all the way to the bottom. Uh, I kind of expected him to go all the way down to the line in the corner, but again, not really his fault. But it just kind of screwed me. I lost a little bit of momentum, and then that's that's when it happens, man. That's when everybody pounces and takes advantage of you. It's just like real life. It's the easiest to get positions at the start or restart. So it is what it is, but we'll keep moving on.
Yeah, that you will, of course, this Sunday, Richmond Motor Speedway. You're definitely looking forward to that. And yeah, Jeff, overall, great. I should say, a good night for you overall. Not losing any sort of points to the drivers behind you in points. Cody Meadows sits right behind, but now Jim Ott closing on up just a little bit more. He sits about 26 back from you.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I've raced with Jim for a lot of years, known him for a long time, and know how he races. And we kind of both have the same mentality when we're racing of know when to save our tires, or if we're running 1, 2, it doesn't matter if he's in front or I'm in front. We pretty much just stay in line with each other, don't slow each other down. We're like, you know what? Let's keep just trucking along. Whoever's in front, we just push the other one, use the draft if we can. Let's try to pull away from the guys behind us. And then if we're alive at the end, the last 10 laps, then we'll fight it out.
Yeah, and that was definitely looking like that might have been the case. Sadly, didn't quite work out for you here tonight, Jeff, but still a top 10 finish. So before we let you go and move on and get ready for Richmond here, we, of course, got to hand the mic over to you and have you thank who you got to thank, whether sponsors, teammates, or anyone else you'd like to give a shout out to on the broadcast here.
Oh, got to do you first. Thank you for, doing this on a delayed broadcast. I know you've had some family stuff with holidays and that to tend to, so appreciate you making time later in the week for it. Um, and then, just teammates for working together and having good strategies and doing everything. And then, of course, past week and a half, I've had a 5-year-old that ended up getting tonsillitis and then a respiratory infection, and now my wife's got, I don't know, some crap going on. I don't even know. She just went to the doctor. She got influenza something. I don't know. But, is what it is. But appreciate her, making time for me to come down here and do this. She knows this is really my only little getaway. So, but I also got to give Tyler some credit too. I don't think he had the winning strategy if it would have stayed green, but he definitely had the speed all night. Um, he just wasn't in the right position at the right times, and those cautions definitely worked in his favor, which sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Uh, but he had the speed. He just got put in the right position and he capitalized on it. So good job for him.
Yeah, that he did. And overall, yeah, Jeff, a great race for you. Probably not the finish you wanted, but still a night done and over with on the positive side. So, Jeff, we look forward to seeing you out on track this coming Sunday here at Richmond Raceway.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And then I think the week after that's Pocono, I believe, isn't it, for another Noble race?
Yep, you are correct with that.
Okay, so we're gonna go out there and try to win some money that race too. So I'd be willing to bet if anybody's a DraftKings sportsbook or Moneyline or whoever it is, or I'd be putting money on either the 4 or the 97 at Pocono. We're both pretty lights out there.
Oh man, that place definitely tricky, and yeah, definitely takes some time to get good. So it's gonna be tough to beat that group. As once again, Jeff, congrats here on the finish here tonight. Always a great time chatting with you, my man.
Yep, you too, buddy. Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you. You as well, Jeff. So that was our eighth place finisher, Jeff Pogo. And now we'll head down to Victory Lane and talk to the man of the hour. It is the number 4 machine. Excuse me, let's get the number right. The 99 of Tyler Bellinger. Tyler, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here. Oh, you got a copy here, Tyler?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Alrighty, man. I'm glad to hear from you. Sorry this was a tape delay to pick up the win, but I'm sure you're still pretty pumped up from the Sunday picking up the win here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely pretty awesome to see, my man. And I mean, what were you thinking that race? I mean, staying on out as long as you did definitely had to be kind of frustrating in that strategy, but man, did it pay off in the right time there at the end.
Yeah, it was definitely stressful. I knew from the beginning that I had a top 2 car. Jim and I were very, very similar on speed, and I felt like it was going to come down to him and I. So early on in that race, when he took tires and I didn't, I just had to accept knowing that I was off strategy the whole race and hoping that saving that tire set would pay off. And I didn't think it was going to, and then it got close down to the end, and it did. Definitely still had to make some moves to get up through traffic, but yeah, when that yellow came out late, I knew I was in really good position, and the hedge paid off.
Yeah, that it did, but like you said, still having to put on the moves there at the end, only about a 7 lap shootout to get from fourth. I mean, what was your game plan there? Just go to any sort of clean air and see what you could let it fly with there at the end?
Yeah, so it came down to how quickly could I get to second place, and really just getting through turn 1 and 2, because I believe it was Ritter also had fresh tires. I think he was on the same strategy as me. So I knew I had to immediately get past him and not have to fight him on fresh tires and then get to second. And I got to second, and with it, we only had a few laps to go. And I tracked Jim down, but I also knew Jim was going to do everything he could to keep me behind. And when I did get to him, I was being patient with it because I know Jim's very aggressive. I've raced with him before, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just know he'll do anything it takes to fight for it. So when I got to him, it actually allowed the 8 car to get to me, and I'm sure as you saw, we were 3 wide there for a second, and I just had to shoot the gap in the middle. Jim drove it in a little too deep, trying to make sure he blocked me and slid up, and the 8 car got below me, and I just put the foot down and went up through the middle, hoping that everybody was going to make it stick, and thankfully it worked out. And once I cleared Jim and the 8 car was battling him, I knew I was going to be all right to just set sail and not really have much to worry about at that point. But it was a stressful moment, that's for sure.
Yeah, that it was, and definitely a awesome move to pull off there, coming off of turn number 4 to get the car to kind of pivot and then point to where you wanted to go, because we saw it even from you on Sunday night here with Kentucky, man. It seemed like turn 4 was super tricky to get off of.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I once I got to second, I thought I was fine. And then I don't know if I just took it a little too easy or what, but or maybe the 8 car just had the draft of the 2 of us, but he caught me and I didn't think he was going to. So I knew going into turn 3 he was making that move, and I just had to pick. I kind of chose both. I kind of tried to block the 8 a little bit and make him go bottom while also trying to attack Jim. But if Jim doesn't slide up there, I'm in a really bad spot, because then, the 8 might have side by side with me coming out of 4, and I'm running out of time to make that work. So when I saw him coming into 3, it definitely raised my antenna, and I was like, oh crap, this might not work. I might not have gotten this done quick enough. But like I said, Jim sliding up allowed me to shoot that gap through the middle, and thankfully it ended up working out. But yeah, that was the tricky turn of the night for sure.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like that was the case. And yeah, man, last time we chatted with you was actually at another mile and a half, Charlotte Motor Speedway. You were able to finish 3rd, and then we returned back to a mile and a half. You pick up a win, man. Do you enjoy these next gen cars when it comes to these intermediate tracks?
They're not bad. I really like the Gen 6 personally, but nobody races those really anymore. What I'm really enjoying is my new direct drive wheel. That's made a big difference for me and feeling the car and whatnot. Um, but there's definitely a few guys in there every week that are really tough competition. It's just a patience thing. The amount of tire sets they give for the races, I don't want to say you're put into a spot where you need to save a set, but it's a really good idea. But it's hard because I mean I knew I was a top 2 car all night, but because of the strategy I chose, I wasn't up front very much until the end. So it's just you have to bite the bullet and commit to that, and just know all race long that that strategy has to pan out. Otherwise, if that caution doesn't come out, I wouldn't even have been looked at as somebody who was really doing much that race, honestly, because I was just so off strategy.
Yeah, you definitely were on your own island there, even electing to stay out during the second caution. What was the thought process with that? There just wasn't enough laps there.
Yeah, I just wanted to get as many laps in as possible on that first run. That way I knew any caution at the end, I'd have a set to burn up, or even, if the last 30, 40 laps there was 2 cautions, I'd have 2 sets left. Like it was all about having those tire sets left. And it was a decision I made early on. I was kind of unsure. Jim Pitton is kind of what made me do it, because him and I were just. If I remember right, in that first stage, I think I drove up from like 6th to, or not first stage, but up until that first caution, I think I drove from like 6th to 2nd, and I maintained the gap with Jim, but I had to use my tires up a little bit to get there, versus he started up front and didn't have to use them up at all. So I was like, I think I'll be all right to compete with him, but at the same time, I know how aggressive he is and how strong of a driver he is, and I'm like, well, let me take a chance on some off strategy. And I felt like it was just too early. We could have, if it started turning into caution after caution at that point, you can go through the sets pretty quick. So I felt like maybe that was Jim's one weakness racing with him, is sometimes he burns his stuff up a little bit. So I was like, well, if I have that extra set on him, that I know I'll be golden in the end and I won't have to pushes hard, and that was exactly what happened. I had that set, and I was able to be pretty patient about getting up through the field. Like I was making good moves, but I wasn't having to like throw it in there or put anybody in bad spots. I was able to do it, pretty easy, without a lot of risk and without ticking anybody off.
Yep, and that's always a great way to pick up a checkered flag, make no enemies, and do it in style. And that's what you did here tonight, Tyler. And yeah, man, you mentioned a little bit about that direct drive wheel upgrade. What do you got these days here for a wheel?
I got up to a Logitech Pro Series. I already had the pedals, the Pro Series pedals and everything, and I like Logitech. I know it's not a top of the line, but I was racing like that Charlotte race. I've been racing with a broken wheel for over a year. So the fact that I was able to hang in there on all of those races and still be competitive was pretty good. So I knew once I got something that was much higher quality, I was hoping it would change, how everything felt for me and my performance, and it's definitely done that. I've won like 3 or 4 races in the last couple weeks since having it, so I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, and all I'm hearing from that, especially is the rest of the field better watch on out now that you got some fully working equipment back underneath
Yeah.
you, right?
It's a lot nicer when you don't have a broken wheel.
Yeah, that is for sure the case. And, looking big picture here, top 15 in points, going to the playoffs, it can all reset, get jumbled on up. With this win here, you actually jump up now to 17, so you're just right there as well.
Yeah, I missed the first few races. I was out of town for Daytona, and once I missed that race, I'm like, kind of whatever. And then a couple of my teammates who ironically are not racing now that I came back, kind of talked me into it, and I started showing up again, and I was like, I'll just run it for the rest of the season. I hate missing races, so once I did, I just kind of just checked out. But now that I'm back in it, I know I'll be able to point my way in and be competitive up there. So I'm hoping I'll be somebody you're talking with a lot.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it seems like that is the case, especially with these miles and halves and that new wheel of yours, Tyler. And yeah, once again, man, congrats on the win here tonight at Kentucky. Of course, this upcoming Sunday, we head to Richmond. How you feeling about that place?
Never been a huge fan of it, but every track to me, I'm kind of going in with an open mind with the new wheel. So, like I won a road course the other week, and I have never won a road course at a league, and it just felt so much better having a competent wheel. So I'm going into everything a little more positive. But Richmond's not one of my favorite tracks. It's all right, but we'll see.
Yeah, definitely on the trickier side of things, especially off of turn number 2. Kind of similar to turn number 4 here tonight, except that wall comes up even quicker. But yeah, man, Tyler, once again, congrats here on the win. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again here in the near future. But here tonight from Kentucky, down in Victory Lane, you are my man. And we'll go hand over the mic to you and have you thank who you got to thank, whether sponsors, teammates, or anyone else you like to give a shout out to with the win.
Well, I'll definitely thank my wife for allowing me to buy this wheel because that definitely played a part in it. I don't got any sponsors or anything. That'd be pretty cool to have, but just appreciate being a part of the league and looking forward to racing my way into the playoffs.
Yeah, we definitely are looking forward to that as well, Tyler. So you, my man, have a great rest of your week. We will catch you in, I guess, on Sunday now. So yeah, man, appreciate you taking your time out of your Thursday night to come chat with us. And yeah, we definitely look forward to chatting with you some more here in the future.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Alrighty, awesome stuff. That was our race winner down in Victory Lane, Tyler Bellinger, getting the job done. So let's head down and wrap things on up with some race results here tonight from race number 10 at Kentucky. Tyler Bellinger will pick up his first career win. Kip Easley, another podium for him. He will finish second. And Jim Ott, keeping that top 5 streak alive, will come home in third. Steve Ritter will be able to race his way up into P number 4, and Joey Gattina will round out the top 5. Chris Brown will finish 6th, 7th going to Cody Meadows. 8th is Jeff Pogo, Eli Raposa in 9th, and Dan Holcroft rounds out the top 10. 11th going to Johnny Barker. 12th is Ron Holyfield. 13th, Rob Lowell, Ariba Caton in 14th. Anthony Calatoni 15th, and Brandon Guerin rounding out the field here tonight. So Once again, got to thank each and every viewer, whether tuning in live or replay. We appreciate each and every one of you. We also got to thank BG Graphix, Riptide Radio, GStone Motorsports, as well as Stone, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. So, yeah, that'll do it for tonight here at Kentucky. Be sure to tune in this coming Sunday for race number 11 of the 802 Winston Cup Series at Richmond Motor Speedway. So, Turn 3 also partnered with Premier Setup Shops. You can check them out with the link in the description. But that'll do it for me here tonight, and we'll catch you on Sunday night. I've been Brett the Jet in the booth with Turn 3 Racing Network. Everyone take care, stay safe, have a great rest of your week, and we'll catch you on Sunday. I've been Brett the Jet here, and I just flew by you. Have a good one.